Forgiveness, a stronger word than just sorry. Normally, we ask for forgiveness for more serious things that made someone feel bad, things that could be unforgivable. In theory, of course. But unforgivable things do not mean that in God's eyes they cannot be forgiven. We, as fallible human beings, do not have the capacity to forgive as our Creator does. But we must also know that forgiveness is only established when it is truly felt, not just said by the mouth of someone who has sinned. More than asking for forgiveness, we have the possibility of forgiving. It's funny, but not at all funny, that normally in our society, when I think about forgiveness, I immediately remember the topic of betrayal. You too? This is because it is something very common, unfortunately. Have you ever forgiven someone? Have you ever asked someone for forgiveness? Tell me in the comments. In today's video, I will explore every detail of the forgiveness process and explain why we are forgiven, why we forgive, and the importance of forgiveness. So stay with me until the end to accompany me on this journey of renewal, as we explore the profound wisdom of biblical principles for forgiveness and discover the path to inner peace and spiritual evolution. In our human experience, forgiveness works as a signal of hope and redemption, offering the promise of liberation from the burdens of resentment and anger. Rooted deeply in the teachings of the Bible, forgiveness emerges as a transformative force, capable of healing wounds and restoring broken relationships. Forgiveness is a multifaceted concept encompassing grace, mercy, and reconciliation. It involves letting go of feelings of resentment, anger, and the desire for revenge. Through forgiveness, individuals relinquish their right to hold others accountable for past wrongs and instead choose compassion and understanding. In the Bible, forgiveness is portrayed as an essential aspect of divine love and a fundamental principle of Christian faith. At its core, forgiveness is an act of grace and mercy bestowed upon both ourselves and others. Drawing from the teachings of Jesus, we learn that forgiveness is not merely an obligation, but a liberating choice. Through forgiveness, we release the chains of bitterness and embrace the transformative power of love and compassion. As we delve into biblical examples, such as Joseph, who despite being sold by his own brothers in the desert, he was able to forgive them, or like Jesus forgiving those who crucified him, we glean insights into the boundless capacity of forgiveness to heal and restore. But what is the true power of forgiveness, and how does it work? Before answering this question, I ask you to please contribute and help us by quickly subscribing to the channel, like, and comment. This motivates me to keep producing content that can transform lives, just as it transformed mine in the search for personal development. Thank you so much. Forgiveness holds transformative power, both for the forgiver and the forgiven. By extending forgiveness, individuals free themselves from the burden of carrying grudges and bitterness, experiencing inner peace and emotional healing. Moreover, forgiveness fosters reconciliation and restores broken relationships, promoting harmony and unity within communities and families. Through the example of Jesus Christ, who forgave even those who persecuted him, the Bible demonstrates the profound impact of forgiveness in transcending human conflicts and divisions. Forgiveness is not always easy and may require a deliberate and intentional effort. It involves acknowledging one's pain and choosing to release it, relinquishing the desire for retaliation, and instead choosing empathy and compassion. The Bible offers guidance on the process of forgiveness, emphasizing the importance of humility, patience, and prayer. Through the practice of forgiveness, individuals cultivate virtues such as humility, empathy, and resilience, fostering personal growth and spiritual maturity. The teachings of Jesus Christ emphasize the imperative of forgiveness as a central tenet of Christian discipleship. In the Lord's Prayer, Jesus instructs his followers to pray, "Forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors," underscoring the reciprocal nature of forgiveness. Throughout his ministry, Jesus exemplified forgiveness through his interactions with others, teaching his disciples to forgive 77 times, Matthew 18, verse 22. As followers of Christ, believers are called to emulate his example, extending forgiveness generously and unconditionally. Beyond its personal and relational dimensions, forgiveness is also an act of liberation. When we forgive, we release ourselves from the chains of bitterness, resentment, and hatred that bind us to the past. In doing so, we reclaim our agency and freedom to live fully in the present moment. This liberation allows us to transcend the limitations of past hurts and traumas, empowering us to chart a new course of healing and growth. In the Bible, the concept of liberation is intricately tied to forgiveness. Through stories of redemption and reconciliation, such as the parable of the prodigal son, Luke 15 verses 11 to 32, and the forgiveness extended by Jesus to the woman caught in adultery, John 8 verses 1 to 11, we witness the transformative power of forgiveness to set individuals free from the burden of guilt and shame. Just as Jesus liberated the woman from condemnation, forgiveness liberates us from the prison of unforgiveness, enabling us to embrace a future filled with hope and possibility. Of course, anyone who thinks that forgiving is easy is mistaken. I understand and agree with that. We need to be very evolved to learn to forgive. Depending on the type of betrayal, for example, be it family, friendship, relationship, it will be very difficult to forgive a person who betrayed our trust. Therefore, it is not because I am describing what forgiveness is and why we should forgive that it becomes something simple and easy to do. I just want to explain to you that it is a necessity that we have to learn to practice in our lives. Forgiveness is a journey of letting go, of healing, and of reconciliation. It requires courage to confront the pain of betrayal and the wounds of the past. Yet it is through this courageous act that we find true freedom. The teachings of Jesus call us to forgive not just once, but repeatedly, embodying the essence of divine love and forgiveness. As we extend forgiveness to others, we experience the transformative power of grace, leading to inner healing and spiritual growth. Forgiveness is not a one-time event, but a way of life, a conscious choice to extend grace and compassion in every circumstance. It is through forgiveness that we break the cycle of hurt and retaliation, paving the way for reconciliation and restoration. By embodying the spirit of forgiveness, we become instruments of peace and agents of transformation in a world hungering for healing and reconciliation. Forgiveness serves as an impulse for social and communal transformation. As individuals experience the liberating power of forgiveness in their own lives, they become agents of reconciliation and healing within their communities. Through acts of forgiveness, individuals contribute to the restoration of broken relationships, the healing of societal divisions, and the creation of a more just and compassionate world. As we journey through the timeless wisdom of biblical principles for forgiveness, we are reminded of the profound truth that forgiveness is not weakness but strength, not resignation but liberation. In summary, forgiveness stands as a foundational principle of Christian faith, offering a pathway to healing, reconciliation, and spiritual transformation. And as we saw, forgiveness is not merely an individual or interpersonal act, but a transformative force that has the power to reshape entire societies and cultures. Using forgiveness as a way of life, we embody the essence of divine love and contribute to the realization of God's kingdom of peace and reconciliation on earth. Let us enjoy the transformative power of forgiveness, allowing it to permeate every aspect of our lives and illuminate the path to inner peace and spiritual evolution. May the teachings of Jesus, who forgave even in the face of betrayal, guide us on this sacred journey of forgiveness and redemption. Together, let us unlock the power of forgiveness and usher in a new era of healing and reconciliation. If you like this video, I recommend that you watch the video that appears on the screen, where we try to discover what the last stage of our personal development will be. I'll see you there.